All right, we are live.
Explosion! 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 Mind of Mencia. My favorite show. When will they start running that again?
You know, my boy Joey just put him in the ground. My
I know.
boy Joey Rougean.
Yeah, Rougean in French.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to
Hi.
the Bias Cut. It's a
Hey,
fashion podcast. Go ahead. Cracking open a cold one.
For the
It's
boys.
what, Poland Springs? I'm more of a
Polar.
Canada Dry man
I almost grabbed
myself.
the Canada Dry for this. I opened the fridge when we had the countdown going, and I was like, and I went Polar.
Dang, it's crazy that you have so much variety. Well, if anybody's curious, and I hope you're not, this is a fashion podcast hosted by two up-and-comers who are currently losers, trying to make their way in the fashion world. And I think this is a good episode because I think we've got a juicy topic.
We're going to juice into this, okay?
Yeah.
We're juicers right now. We're juice heads. And what are we squeezing? We're squeezing the Vuitton.
Vuitton. I'm just telling Kyle in the comments, and for anybody who's just listening, we do this live every 8 p.m. on a Thursday. Kyle, I've been waiting for the bear to come back all whatever length of time.
Same.
We're all not watching it. We're all here for the podcast, and it's important that we pretend like it does not exist until the podcast is over.
Yep. We recognize that last week you were watching Black Mirror. You had to stop that for this. This week you're pausing the bear for this. There's a lot happening, and we appreciate y'all.
Listen, if we have time at the end, which I doubt we will, we can talk about Black Mirror.
I'm down. I'm down.
You know what? Let's make it an abridged. I was playing Diablo.
Yes.
I was stimming, playing Diablo while Caroline's watching Black Mirror.
Yep.
And it was the episode with Aaron Paul. And he's like, he can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. That was a pretty good episode. I could tell.
Yeah, I agree. I'm kind of glad you didn't see the first one because it was not good.
Was that the one with the lady?
Yeah.
And save it. We'll save it because today we're talking about the first collection for men's Louis Vuitton, as creative directed by the one and only Pharrell Williams.
Who?
Pharrell Williams.
Oh, Pharrell Williams. I didn't.
Yeah. Not Williams,
Pharrell in accounting. I just know him as Pharrell.
Yeah, well,
who calls him Pharrell Williams?
Me, what? I do. I say, Mr. Williams, where do you want all this money?
Right.
When I come and deliver it to him. So we should start with a little bit of recap. I'm sure most people have a clue, but some people don't. So Louis Vuitton is an old French brand. They make bags and clothes. In the 2000s, started making clothes. And while Nicolas Guesquier has been creative directing the women's for 20 years.
Has it been that long?
It has been.
Actually,
he has been there. I think it was Marc Jacobs and then Nicolas Guesquier.
Damn. And he's a great director. At Balenciaga before that?
Balenciaga, yes. He had a pretty notable run at Balenciaga. Yeah. That's where people were like, this is pretty cool. We like this.
Right.
But for men's, it was everybody's favorite British man baby, Kim Jones, for a while, and he did good work there. But then it was controversially Virgil Abloh. Virgil Abloh, the founder of Off-White, the former creative director of Ye, was named the creative director of Louis Vuitton Men's, and it was a monumental moment for a lot of reasons. Because a French brand noticed a black guy, they noticed it existed, and because Virgil, for lack of a better word, was not from fashion, and his designs were controversial, or he was controversially stealing designs.
Right.
But he made a massive impact, and I can't it can't be disregarded. I think that obviously when Kim Jones did the Supreme thing at Louis Vuitton, that was a big deal, and Virgil still somehow seemed to keep that energy going.
I think so. And I was just thinking about this, that even though when somebody passes away, as Virgil did, you kind of get that revisionist history, that kind of glow around people where you start to erase some of this stuff that maybe wasn't as good, wasn't as popular, or whatever, wasn't as well received. But I honestly think even before he passed, before anyone knew any of that, it was starting to come around that I feel like people in general were coming around that like, oh, he's kind of doing something at Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
That was, whether you liked it or not, it was like, oh, he's doing work over there.
Something.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I think that I think a lot of things. I think that it shouldn't be disregarded, the monumental amount of effort that it took to do what he did, and the level that he did achieve. And I think that there are pieces that I still think are pretty cool. But needless to say, he died early, tragically, from a very rare heart disease, heart cancer, which my brother, who is a doctor now, he told me. I know.
Doctor.
He told me.
So how are you where you are?
Shut up, dude. Shut up. And I'm swearing, but it's censored. Heart cancer, extraordinarily rare. Anywho, the late great Virgil passed, and there was a Virgil-sized hole in the role, and Louis Vuitton made a crazy play and appointed the role to Pharrell, who is best known as a producer and musician. So, but and I apologize if I'm kind of like railroading you here. Just
no, you got it. You got up to the present, and I think there was a pretty solid few months right between the announcement of Pharrell and the first show. We've definitely seen longer periods between designer announcements and their debut, but we had some time to sit with it, and we even did a full segment kind of predicting what we were expecting to see when this show dropped. And I kind of want to revisit that more broadly, just to say, what were we expecting going into this? We've seen it now, but going in, how are we framing this up?
Well, I mean, and admittedly, my prediction was we were going to see those big Pharrell hats.
Right.
If you guys saw the show, nary a big Pharrell hat in sight. But like one of the things what we were talking about was like Pharrell does have, or he's the founder, maker of Billionaire Boys Club.
Yep.
A brand that is still kicking, which, you can't say that about Pastel. You can't. So, and he has worked with Nigo. Yep. Pharrell has always had a connection to the fashion space as well as being a musician. So we definitely thought that there was energy there. There was some kind of connective tissue.
I think people maybe underestimated that. Like when he was announced, obviously the reaction from a lot of fashion-y people was like, but he's a musician. You know what I mean? Ignoring that, right? Virgil wasn't a designer. Kanye doing Yeezy was a musician, and he kind of
he's a Nazi turn.
That too, but I'm just ignoring that for now. But before that was one of the most important designers, love him or hate him. And in a similar way, I think Pharrell's connection to fashion or just, luxury culture can't really be overlooked. Like if you think about the
he's like the kind of like how people like musicians dress.
Tastemaker,
he was the tastemaker that other tastemakers liked.
Right.
And, it's like Tyler, ASAP, Ye, all these people kind of owe owe to Pharrell for being basically the first prominent hip hop artist who was like dressing in a way that was not like codified.
And I'll be honest, this is something that I wish I'd said in that prediction episode, but now I'm thinking about it more. Like, he has shown previously that he can create hype around luxury products.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Tiffany glasses, right? The like it's him, he's like the Crash watch, the Cartier watch.
I think, yeah.
Right?
I think he didn't have the Cartier glasses, right? That was one of the members of Migos.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, he does. He has gravity.
Exactly. And I think that's what Louis Vuitton were hoping for here, was that he could bring that kind of like, oh, Pharrell, $1 million accessory, whatever, go hand in hand. And he's just going to bring that kind of
joie de vivre, as the French say.
Exactly. So that's probably it. I think that's the preamble, right? Are you ready?
Yeah. We agree. We blew enough smoke up Pharrell's ass.
Exactly.
We can get into it now.
All right. Do you want to watch some video playing as we talk? Do you want to bring up like the
why don't you play the video while we're talking?
All right, let's do
I'm not saying that facetiously. I mean it. And obviously, I will reiterate this again. If you have stumbled on us through some apps, Shopify, Spotify, watch us live, come to YouTube, the bias cut on YouTube, you can see it. Now, let's just get real.
Yeah.
One of the things, and, Kelly and I, admittedly, we do talk to each other. I'll admit that. And we said to each other something about this show, for everything good we want to say about it, felt mid.
Yeah.
That's our hot take for this episode, guys.
Like the headline, definitely don't leave, because we're going to say a lot more.
I have a lot more to say.
But the overarching vibe is just midness, right? There were some highs, you could say. There were some lows, for sure. It wasn't all like straight down the middle of the pack, but I'm surprised by how little surprised me.
Yeah. So, and this is like, there's a million things to say. And one of the first things I will say is, this is obviously a show spectacular. I mean, they're walking down the right there in the middle of Paris. This is a spectacle, and we have to give props to Pharrell, because pulling stuff off like this is very challenging. And this is pulled off. This is a show. Nothing seems to have exploded. There are no imploding submarines here.
Right.
But
that was after they sent off the VIPs in the submarine down to the Titanic after the show.
Yeah. But I mean, we're watching some looks come down the runway. There is this like digital camo thing they did a lot of. It's like it's like the digital camo that the U.S. military came up with, but it's like oversized.
Let's take this piece by piece. Let's pause on the digital camo here, right? Let's start with that, because I think that was the first big thing, the first big thematic piece of the show, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find like a close up here. Let's go.
It starts very green. This guy's wearing a ghillie suit.
Yeah. And oh man, this was maybe my least favorite part of the show, this pattern as a whole.
Yeah.
I think out of everything, this worked the least, both because I find it just aesthetically displeasing generally, this type of pattern, but also, and maybe this will start a deeper conversation about this more broadly, but the referential nature of it. Like, I think in the culture, you've got this stuff happening right now with the cartoonification of things, the video gamification, 8-bitification of all these different things. Like you've seen Jada Anderson do it with Loewe. You've seen
like Minecraft
Mischief do it, right? Yes.
Minecraft Mondays. Sorry. I cut you off. And like another thing I wanted to point out is like kind of some of the framing. A lot about the framing. For one, let's get real. This kind of event, this is meant to be seen in person. That is how you have the experience. And so much of the craft, the storytelling, the doing of this collection is seen there. And we weren't there. We didn't see the clothes. That is something that we should admit, because how critical can we be if we didn't experience the thing the way it was meant to be experienced? But for the digital version, they did begin the show with like a vignette of like a young guy and an old guy talking, and kind of the gist of it was it seems like they're talking about kind of creative pursuit. The element being like, they're saying like, if you really want something, go and get it. And I don't know. Obviously, that's meant to kind of be a reflection of the rest of the show. My guessing is maybe Pharrell kind of felt that way about like his trajectory in fashion or as a creator, and kind of the energy that he wanted to imbue this with. I know he said to the press that this show is all about big L, little O, big V, little E. That spells love. That's amore,
baby. Philly style.
Philly style. They made this the Philly cheesesteak of Louis Vuitton show. That's all great. I'm surprised he didn't do the happy song. But
okay, can we talk? I am almost ashamed to admit that song, the Joy song from this show, has been stuck in my head ever since the show. It just goes joy, 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 joy.
He's a good musician. Hey, I'll be the first to say it. Pharrell's a good musician. He's a talented artist.
Oh yeah.
Is he a talented fashion designer? I mean, it's like, what does he actually do? A creative director, at the end of the day, is somebody who is orchestrating so much. They are in charge of a million trillion little minutiae. Can you look at this? Can you sign off on this? We're going to take a picture of this. What do you think about us using this material? We're going to make this in China. What's your thoughts? Yeah. So like even Nicolas Gasquier, he's not like going down to, like, you won't find him early morning in the Louis Vuitton atelier, like cutting out some fabric. That's not really happening. But does that influence what is made? Well, I don't know. I mean, I assume that he is playing a significant role in kind of influencing design, but I don't think he's totally.
So it's an interesting thing to bring up here, because I got some pushback in the Discord. I was in your Discord, the Brave New Wear Discord, as it was happening, chatting with people.
It's dangerous there. It's toxic.
It's dangerous. You stay away. You've disowned them, but I've embraced them.
I have a lot of problems. If there's somebody from my Discord watching, I have a lot of problems. I am trying to get over them, but I am a wounded man.
Right.
Okay, keep going.
So we were watching the show together, and afterwards, I asked him, I was like, be honest, where did you see Pharrell in the clothes, in the actual looks? Because to me, at many times, it felt more like a studio team show. Like, you'll see this a lot in luxury fashion, where between the big name creative directors, they'll have a season or two where it's the studio team. They're just like, we're putting our thing to keep the trains moving.
I mean, that's what what's his name, Alessandro, essentially was at Gucci. They're like, we lost our creative director, you do it. Right. And turns out he did a great job. So they just kept doing that. You know what? Like, here's a segue. Do you have the doc open? I have some links that I would love you to click on.
All right, one moment.
It's Jamie. Jamie, pull that up.
Jamie? Which one what are you looking for?
Go down, scroll down. Wait, is this showing too much of how the sausage is made?
No, it's fine. We're good.
Okay. Well, I put 3 links there. Click on, this is what Kim Jones left at. Let's look at this. And if you're not looking, if you're listening, you're missing out, baby. God. Oh my God, Vogue. Forget it.
Look 21.
Yeah. All right. Vamping. Sorry, guys. So I'm just trying to pull up some stuff to tell you guys some things about my thoughts. And we're just trying to see the look from Louis Vuitton men's. There, the guy in the sweater, right there.
This guy?
Down. No, down. Down
there.
Got him. Okay. This is what this was from the last show. What Kim Jones left with. Love it or hate it. There is a lot going on here. This is a look. This is a lot of and it is memorable and notable. Very clearly focused on the accessories. Louis Vuitton and accessories. That's a big deal.
Like that's a Louis Vuitton bag if I've ever seen one.
And it's not a never full. It's something interesting. And whatever he's holding, that looks like a sick accessory.
Right.
That's one of the points I wanted to make. I wanted you then to click on the Virgil.
Here we go.
I don't know what we're gonna get because I'll take them all from Vogue. I'm just logged into Vogue. I don't know what to tell you.
No.
But you know what? It's basically the first Virgil show, and this is my point. He had a lot of standout pieces that people like really remembered, that people gravitated towards.
Right.
And this chest rig thing is one of them. This is that collection was not to be forgotten. And I had another shot with the iridescent bags. I think that it was really, either his handlers or himself, they really were smart in trying something truly bold with Louis Vuitton accessories, because that's where all of the money is made. All of the money will be made here. And the fact that Virgil was able to bring something that was like that pop culture that reads really well on social media, that was smart.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
yeah,
I did not see a lot of really standout things from the show. That's my point.
I have a bit for you here, okay? I have a whole bit, and I've got to find one of the looks that has what I'm thinking of here. There were these kind of bucket backpack type. Oh, these. Okay, I think it's this.
Enhance. Oh yeah, but I saw it. I saw it for a second.
Yeah. So this kind of thing, it's interesting because I not too long, maybe like 2 years ago, was in the market for something just like this.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was looking at Louis Vuitton. I was looking at Gucci. I was looking at all the big names that make leather accessories like this, trying to figure out what I was going to get. Right. And the market was flooded. So obviously I was buying resale with plain luxury backpacks like this, like black or brown leather, Louis Vuitton, Gucci backpacks, whatever. They were always the cheapest out of any of those brands' backpacks.
Yeah.
There were hundreds of them sitting on all these resale sites. And obviously I did not buy one of those ones. I bought a more ostentatious branded one.
Dang!
And
he showed us a very vibrant Gucci bag.
Yes, one of the psychedelic monogram bag. And that's what's weird about this, is that actually a lot of these accessories reminded me of the epi, right? That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Epi stuff that they make, which is sometimes nice, but at least at resale, consistently the absolute rock bottom, cheapest, most accessible, least coveted type of accessories that they've ever made, I would say.
Yeah, and you know what? I actually have never put two and two together, but they keep in mind the classic dummy is usually canvas. So the epi leather is cheaper than the canvas.
Yes.
I think if I'm just gonna be real with you guys, I think the show was made in part because there wasn't enough pieces that made me go, whoa, this is so different. Kim Jones did some crazy stuff. Virgil freaked it. Those last shows that he did, it was
the companion show that was in the Shanghai or whatever.
There were some looks that were so iridescent that it would hurt to look at them. But that's a massive swing, and that's still a huge thing. This one, obviously, it's cool to have clothes that are wearable. You don't have to be ostentatious.
Yep.
But I don't know, because I was also reading the Vogue review. It wasn't Sarah Moore. It was the other guy that writes all their reviews for Runway. And they said something like, the accessories are killing it. And it's I don't think so. These are run of the mill.
Yeah. So let's take a closer look. Let's go into the pictures instead of the video because I feel like it's a bit easier to work with and really hone in on specific things, right?
How are we going to look at the pictures? Women's Wear Daily.
Women's Wear Daily, baby. This is my go-to when Vogue tells me to subscribe.
I know. It used to be style.com. Back in my day, it was style.com, and that's where you would see all the runway.
You say.
Yeah, and then Vogue bought style.com, and now it sucks.
Right. So
okay.
Let's take opening look. This surprised me, right? Because it's well, let's just break it down factually what it is. It's a double-breasted beige blazer and vest and
three-piece suit,
shorts,
but the shorts, not even Bermuda shorts. Maybe you would call this Bermuda shorts. Three-piece suit, Bermuda shorts, big old galoshes, big old rain boots,
and the digital camo pattern. And then
is that a hat or is that the model's hair?
Hat, I believe.
Hat. Okay, I was
like a paper boy type,
yeah.
hat. So
zoom in on the bag again for me.
Yeah.
Like that looks good. Like that looks like it's probably an exquisite accessory. I think that looks really nice. And I like the but I'm thinking like it's like the helmet laying bag and the Jill Sander bag and that's maybe bags. Why I like it. The lunch bag. But is it do I think that nobody else could have come up with this? No, but
right. No, let's keep going because this is really interesting.
I don't like the ghillie suit.
Oh yeah, the ghillie suit is rough.
I don't think that I think if a person wore a ghillie suit, I think they would be a friggin' weirdo.
I think it's unfortunate that some absurdly talented person probably spent like 4,000 hours.
Yeah.
Cutting these monogram little charms out.
Like the short, the suit with the shorts, it's a sharp look. I think that's cool. I would wear that in a heartbeat. But.
Sure. And in the Discord, as we were watching live, one of the members was very high on this tie. Maybe not personally thinking that it was like a great thing, but just being like, as a brand for Pharrell, for Louis Vuitton, this tie is going to do gangbusters and you're going to see it.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, accessory. It's an accessory. I think that's, but I also think they've done something very similar to that. And I could be confusing them with Dior, but.
Yeah. I mean, if they haven't done exactly this, they've been close. Absolutely.
Okay. That is just a freaking weekender bag.
Yep. We're going through the accessory show right now.
This look, pass.
Dude.
It's fine. Pass. And I am being critical. Remember, guys, I sang Pharrell's praises. I already established him as one of the minds of our generation. And this entire thing is a massive accomplishment. But if I'm going to be as critical as possible, this look pass.
Look,
I don't know. Nothing.
The fit of this green leather jacket is one of the wackiest things I've seen in some time.
And like we said, we're not seeing it in motion like we're supposed to. We're not seeing it in person. Oh, one thing I want to point out, and I said this to you when we were starting. I just want the audience to know, keep in mind, there's high fashion, and then there are the brands that do it crazy, where their prices are ludicrous, where they make clothes for bizarre economic reasons. Louis Vuitton's clothing is, if you ever get to see it in real life and touch it and feel it, it is the nicest. It is truly the toppest tier of high fashion. So, caveat for all of that. All of these clothes are like exquisite.
Yes.
But,
and this is the type of thing though that it's this weird economic proposition where it really is all about the show and the buzz, because they're going to make, probably you can count on one hand how many of these jackets they're going to make.
2. But that bag,
yeah,
they'll be selling a lot of those bags.
Yeah, the digital camo little like messenger explorer bag thing.
They are copying Marc Jacobs' camera bag that he did like 10 years ago now. Okay, I'm being critical. I don't like that.
Yeah, no.
I don't like it.
We've got enough.
You know?
The digital camo is at its most digital Minecraft right now.
Yeah, he's Minecraft pilled. He's wearing the Mary Jane Doc Martens.
Yep.
And that trunk, no me gusta. Guys, like, it's fine. It's fine. Even if I come, maybe I will come to change my mind on all of this. I open that up, and I would love to be made a fool.
Listen, the first Virgil show, I think, had some very similar sentiments being expressed, right?
Yeah, but like, at least for me, at least knowing my thing, is like, I saw that show and I went, this is really exciting. Listen, I know he didn't reinvent the wheel, but look at this collection. He took a huge swing.
Yeah. Okay, but here's an important point on accessories. Think about Virgil's time, the like millionaire and billionaire sunglasses, right? I think that he did with Nigo.
Yeah.
Let's zoom in. Let's look at the sunglasses. Enhance here. How we feeling?
Pass.
Right? So the thing about those the Virgil sunglasses was they were kind of like zonked out.
They were zonked.
Center, right?
Yeah.
These they're taking a step back towards the center, much more standard type of vibe here.
And the other thing I would say about the Virgil sunglasses is this: it's like, people will tell you, oh, don't you know that like one company makes all the sunglasses and you pay too much? And it's like, don't you get it? I'm not making a rational choice,
right?
But those sunglasses were like, there were like 3 times the amount of plastic, or acetate or whatever. They were different. They were built different.
I have the exact same thing with Balenciaga, because I do a lot of Balenciaga videos on my channel, and I've done like all the big sneakers, Triple S and Track and all that. And every time there's some people that come into the comment section like, but they're made in China. Like, that's a whack. And I'm like, I don't care. This thing has 3 soles, motherfucker.
3. Count them.
I'm not thinking about where they make it. I'm just thinking like, ooh, she chomped.
What is in front of me, and also, oh yeah, China wouldn't know how to make anything. They just make everything. Keep going.
Here we go. Okay, so now here's where I want to talk about the tonal shifts that this show takes, and the sheer the plethora of different designers and brands and eras that are being referenced throughout this show. Because I feel like, hold on, the first look, the beige suit and the green leather jacket, and now up to this kilted, like, damn it, what do you call these? Brooched look. They're all different, completely different looks and vibes, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think tonality. I honestly don't even want you to stay on this look, because I think it's boring. Yeah. And that's my problem.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like,
same thing here.
That. I don't like it.
It's not good. This one's not good.
I don't really like this.
It was not a good start. It was a very bad
start. It gets better. There's better looks. We have our smash and pass. It's fine. I mean, it's, I think it's kind of good. Can you show me the boots?
Yeah.
Like, those are kind of cool.
And this is like kind of some Virgil-y suiting, right? It kind of has a bit of that vibe to it.
Sure. And, I do think the ties they're a cool thing. And
yeah, ties are good.
Maybe finally menswear will come into vogue, like I've been predicting.
Right.
5 years.
You just keep saying it. Eventually it'll come around.
Eventually, yeah. I think, that when I used to go to work, when I used to have a job, I think that guy's the bouncer at the building. You go in, you have to show him, you have to like tap your ID.
Yeah, it's giving like Frank Ocean and Prada at the Met Gala, Yes,
but it's like, okay.
And again, look at this bag. Like,
it's probably beautiful, but I don't think that that's an attractive bag for me. Right. And, it's all subjective. I also think that often the most bold and interesting designs will be the ones that sometimes you look at it and you go, that is hideous. I want nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
But then you realize that it was
the iridescent
transgressive.
bags. Yeah.
Yeah. But this is kind of like, I think that brand Giuseppe or whatever it's called, they make the sneakers. I've just seen this.
Yeah, and I don't think people are going to Louis Vuitton to buy this bag, you know?
You might be surprised. I don't know, but I think ultimately people buy the most boring things.
That's fair. That's fair.
Boring.
We're about to get somewhat out of the digital camo.
You know what? You can go and stop when you feel like you see something interesting. Like that trench coat.
That's what I was about to say. We can chill here for a sec.
That's like, I'm sure that coat would be like the most supple, most exquisite piece. Like if I wrapped myself in that, like to run to the bodega, like I would become a billionaire. Like that's I'm sure that's a billionaire's coat. It's beautiful. I really like that shade of green, but are you blowing my mind?
It looks kind of like a Hermes menswear.
Yeah, big Hermes vibes.
Yeah. Okay. I think we've got to talk a little bit as we go about some of these references.
Kind of Pharrell-y. Do you think it looks like the guy from Go ahead, speak.
I was gonna bring up Nigo and Kenzo. I think there's various points throughout this collection where it's heavily going into that kind of like Wes Anderson, Tyler the Creator direction with the kind of beiges and the short shorts and the like cute European bellboy suiting, you know?
You know what? I think that should have been the direction that this went in.
Mm-hmm.
I almost think
Tyler
the Creator should be the creative directive. I don't know. Because listen, maybe we're getting caught in the weeds, but I think if they leaned harder into the Wes Anderson thing.
I do want to chill there. I think that's a valuable point that at least if Tyler was doing it, I think there would be a very, very clear sense of direction to this entire endeavor, you know?
Like, I was just responding. No, listen, I think that one of the things we kind of wanted to see was those big old Pharrell hats. Or
we needed them.
I think if we saw like that Wes Anderson kind of like zaniness, there would have been something more impactful. Right. And ultimately, one of the things I will say is, even though further in the show, the colors get a little more colorful, there are different shades, and there are also some looks that I think are excellent. Like I just like the look, and you know, like I just said, I don't think you should look at runway shows and go, do I like this? Do I want to wear this? That's how I'm going to judge whether or not it's good. I think there are a lot of things that I look at and say, I'm never putting that on my body. And I also think that it looks ugly to me, but I can appreciate this a lot more.
Absolutely.
But the worst thing you can be is boring.
And
that's why I kind of have qualms. Like, listen, I think he did a good job. I think he did a good job, but there isn't like, at least for me, there isn't like a piece where I feel like everyone's going to talk about it, or you're going to see it like, oh, you're in Soho, you're walking down the street, it's Mercer Street. That guy has it. What has what? A ghillie suit on?
Let's skip ahead now to the I don't know, the damier section, because it was a full-blown section.
Damier. Yeah.
So,
like, I don't hate it. I don't hate this.
It's a bit more streetwear. It's a bit like you got to go to bed. Yeah, we got to end the podcast.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Hello?
Sorry, guys. I guess Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe.
Hello?
All right.
Yeah. Hey, guys, don't worry. Our podcast will just sometimes goof.
It goofs, and that's fine. It's got some like almost like Who Decides War vibes almost with the treatment of the denim. But you start getting the checkerboard in here, and then it starts coming in full force. And
like
here,
this is more interesting. This is
yes,
definitely a more interesting look.
yes,
because this is not like there. It does not feel conservative to me in any way. I think that this is a raunchy, crazy kind of thing. I think that Bumblebee bag is moving in the direction of that's a accessory that people are going to notice.
These are going to sell. I think all of these different colorful checkerboard pieces are, I think, going to be the most lucrative for them out of this collection. And listen, all the details on this trench coat, like this oversized, trucker pocket right here, and these flaps coming down, there's some really interesting stuff happening kind of under the surface of this.
And like I said, this is probably the most exquisite overcoat we ever done, dude.
Exactly.
Keep flipping. Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah. It's all right. Again, good accessories. I could see these
better.
Well, not doing well. The sneakers are weird. I don't know about those, but
bowling shoes. Yeah, those are bowling shoes. I don't know.
This one caused some stir.
Why? Because it's a lady?
No, Christian. No, ladies are allowed on the runway too now.
Yeah.
Because it's a leather
rugby shirt. I think that is honestly one of the few looks that has really stood out to me. Like I memorized it. Yes. So I don't think it's a bad thing.
No, it's not. I don't think it's a bad thing either. I think it's tough to be doing this so close to that Bottega show where like everything was everyday stuff, but was actually leather. I think it's a tough juxtaposition, but this one is burned into my brain.
Yeah.
And the shorts too, the checkerboard leather.
Yeah, that's cool. Shorts, that's cool. And I like how it's styled. And I think the model is really giving those vibes, like your trust the Gossip Girl, XOXO Gossip Girl.
Right.
This is their look. Keep flipping. Not bad.
Gonna do good.
Yeah, it's gonna probably do some numbers. But I guess this is my point. Like with Virgil's accessories, they were like, dang! Yeah. Like it was Louis Vuitton, but there was no mistaking it for the past.
Yep.
These are nice and I like them, but some of these still kind of feel like, even the vibrantly colored ones, it's like Louis Vuitton probably would have gone there eventually.
Yeah.
Like that's cool. Like that's a cool jacket.
I think the jacket is maybe a sleeper success of the show, especially given the fact that, you know what? We're going back to this.
That jacket is probably going to cost like $30,000.
Yes. But the fact that Jay-Z at the after show wore the brown checkerboard moto jacket, I think this is going to be a big like grail piece for them out of this collection.
Yeah, but nobody will be able to buy it.
No, of course not.
The thing is, it's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to save up. You will never be able to afford it. It will cost you a car. That's not a bad look. That's worse. I think the woman wore it better.
Yep.
Beautiful coat, but very nice. I'm not like my ideas about fashion have not been changed. Right. I did like this look. I was thinking about saying maybe it's the one that I like, just because it kind of looks like a worn canvas.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty
very
good.
Interesting. What do you think? It like a velour?
Yeah, like a crushed velvet kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think it's got a good look. That hat that's a success. That is a success.
I 100% agree.
That will sell.
Checkerboards galore.
Yeah, a lot of checkerboards.
Oh, I don't like this.
Yeah, that's ugly.
Yeah.
Ugly.
All right, let's get out of the. Here, we definitely want to talk about this.
We got Pusha T. Is that his brother?
Yeah, I think it's Clips, right? It's like
yeah. I know Pusha T, and that guy kind of looks like him. So
that guy, right.
Maybe. While I think it's cool, I like to see him. I love to see him on the runway.
Yep.
That coat looks like it was a leftover from Virgil, right?
Yeah.
Like that looks like Virgil did like the Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
And he did those Wizard of Oz prints.
Yeah.
That looks like it's trying to be like the font, like a Wizard of Oz font. I genuinely think it looks too much like those other things.
Right.
Maybe the design team was like, listen, we got this coat. We should just put it out there. Just put Pusha T in it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's a cool
I
coat,
get
but
it's a statement piece. It's like a show piece, but like from both a literal visual aesthetic level and also just like a breaking new ground for the brand level, it's like a failure on all of them.
yeah, like I guess it's like probably this is I know is like that's like a boundary pushing kind of piece, but the fact of the matter is a guy already did that and he was the guy before you. And I don't know. Not that's a pass, you know?
Yeah.
This is probably a pass for me.
Yep. All right, let's get ahead a bit. This was almost my smash.
That was almost too a smash for me.
Yep.
Just because talk about Louis Vuitton Don status.
Yeah, right?
Like a full-length fur coat.
Yeah. And I think what I also like about it is the referencing to like the hip hop street culture cachet of Louis Vuitton and the way that it looks like one of those kind of bootlegs.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look real.
Yeah,
but it also looks like the best thing ever made.
Yeah, they unrolled this on Canal Street.
Right.
Yeah. You know, Killian, if you ever come, I'll take you to Canal Street. We could buy you some fake Louis Vuitton stuff.
There you go.
So, okay, stop. Go back.
Okay.
That was my smash. That's my smash. This was my smash.
Okay.
I like it. I think that first off, visually, this is a look that stands out to me.
It does.
That coat is like I'm trying to like understand it.
Right.
And I thought that the denim, like I like the woman, like I was going to pick the one before it, but I picked this one because it just had, I don't know.
This one's better. Also, just like the color story of it is better.
Yeah, I just really like this. I like how it fits. I like the kind of extravagance of it. This is my favorite look from the show.
Let's pop on. What was your pass?
I might have put Pusha T just because I thought that piece so much looked like it was taken from a previous show that it was just like, I, even if this is such a crazy item, it looks like it's a leftover. And I think my other pass was when they just had that guy going down in the golf cart.
Oh God, yeah.
Because
golf cart guy.
Because I'm not gonna wear that. I can't wear a golf cart.
You know it's bad when it's like, just put on the golf cart guy.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to own a golf cart.
Sure. But... So while we're doing these, why not? My smash was actually this guy right here. Do
you think you're Eddie Salmon pilled?
Yes.
Because you picked this? Because that's kind of big Celine vibes.
Exactly. This coat, I love the texture of it. Yeah. I don't understand what's happening here, but I like it.
I think it's like what is it? It's like BOULE blue.
Oh, like boule.
Yeah. I think it might be like that.
So I very much like this, and I just like a clean black tailored look underneath. I think it's very well put together. It's very Eddie. It's not breaking any new ground, but I picked this as my smash because I would wear the shit out of it.
Yeah, hell yeah, yes.
My pass, we actually I don't think we even looked at.
Good.
Whoo!
Yeah, I don't know, guys.
So this is pro skater Deshaun Jordan. Not a great runway model, apparently. He's not doing it any favors, but every piece of this itself is rough.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know.
So this could be good. It could be good, maybe, but the mix of glossy and matte is like killing me.
Yeah.
Killing me.
Yeah. I guess I agree. With you. It's just not, it's just like silhouette wise, fit wise. I don't think it really works here for me.
No.
That's a no from me, dog.
No from us. All right, let's see
some of the edge.
That's a lot of these pieces are interesting. That's cool.
But very Kim Jones.
Yeah.
I don't like those coats, but not bad.
Not bad though.
No, not bad. Not bad.
I really like these pearl.
Oh, it's pearl
pieces.
That's kind of cooler now.
I think that's cool. There was also, I'm gonna skip ahead to these pants.
Yeah, that's kind of grail status. Exactly. But once again, guys, remember, you will never own these.
Never.
Because they cost too much that they will never end up in resale. Like you think, I'll spend $500 on grail. It will never happen.
No. Okay. Some bellhop going on.
Yeah, like, right away, sir.
Exactly. And I'm not mad about it.
Okay. Yeah.
This is a reference piece, this jacket. This is like something that Pharrell wore and remade here, essentially.
He wore a varsity jacket?
Yeah, with the like PA on it. Like it's like an exact, you know.
Okay. It's just there's some kind of story there. Sure.
I don't know what show this is from.
He's holding 2 bags.
Double bagging it. And oh wait, look at that guy.
That's kind of fun.
I don't know, guy. I don't know. It's a lot of this, but I will say this is the quote unquote good part of the show. Yeah.
The end is the good part.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
And you know, guys, we can be critical all day. If I was told to, that was probably I think that's what I put as my pass. Is this? I'm like, I can't wear that.
Yeah.
Guys, if I was ever like given the keys, this would have been horrendous under my direction.
Yeah. Right?
Okay. Right. I'm just saying, I can be critical. It's easy to throw stones from over here. Pharrell, considering that he's a musician / producer, and he just came to like the biggest fat house and put on quite a show. That's an accomplishment.
It was, even if it wasn't like groundbreaking, I would classify it as confident, which I'm happy to.
Yeah, it was confident.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
What are the people saying, Christian?
What are the people saying? They're like, don't stop it. Wait, come on.
So Senzo says that the
Pushing T
looks out of place, which you're not going to find any disagreement from us there.
Yeah. Because it was from a different show.
Kyle, I want to touch all the clothes, but not wear them.
If you go to like a flagship, you can do that.
Yeah, and it's something that's hard to put into words. When I was on vacation in Montreal recently, I went to one of those places that has a bunch of discrete brand boutiques like under one roof.
Yeah.
And even in an entire building full of little stalls for Givenchy, Balenciaga, Armani, et cetera, the Louis Vuitton area was something else. It was on a different level. It had a different vibe. It had a different feeling. It was, even compared to everything else around it, on a different level. And
if the economics of it don't make sense to you guys, let me just like reiterate.
Yeah.
Here's the brass tacks. Louis Vuitton makes the most money. The way they do that is by selling bags to moms. But the way that they keep that gravy train rolling is by creating this mystique that this isn't just a luxury brand. This is the luxury of luxury. This is above everything else. This is the highest quality that's ever existed, and we've been around for 200 years, and everybody else is garbage by comparison. And that's why these clothes cost $100,000. But the reason they do that is you go up on a pedestal around $100,000 clothes, and you go, one never full, please. I can't wait to buy a Starbucks.
Yeah.
That's what keeps the world turning.
It's like all of the other brands are like the multimillionaire that owns like the steel refinery in your neighborhood. But
that steel refinery in your neighborhood.
Yeah, just like a very well-off person. But then Louis Vuitton is like the billionaire in the submarine. Just like a different level.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Ripperoonie.
The Titanic is kind of cursed.
A little bit.
I'm just saying.
Marvin says the pro skater looked way out of place. My pass, the colors don't fit. It was a weird look. the color, fit, pattern.
And maybe his body had something to do with it. He just didn't look like, and you know, if I was on the runway, they would be like, this guy is ugly, short, big nose. But you know, models, they're supposed to be really skinny and tall, so that
you're like all good models. You look distinguished, and I'm sure your mother calls you handsome.
She does. Yeah, that's not a good judge of whether or not it's true. Or yachting, Blank says. Or yachting. Blank's always great to see you here.
Love
and
you,
everybody who showed up. I'm glad everybody showed up. I think this was a good show. Is Christian short? Well, you know, I'm 6'1", but everybody in my family is like 6'4", 6'5". So
that was my guess. I think right on one of our early shows, I guessed how tall you were, and I figured you were like a 6-footer.
Yeah, I am 5'8". So, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, because like when your penis is this big, it does not matter. Does not matter, guys. No regrets. I didn't choose this life. What else do we want to say?
Yeah. Any final thoughts? Where does it go from here? Do we think? I think we probably have already essentially said the answer to this. Do we think this will be successful? Do we think this was a worthwhile gamble for Louis Vuitton to take to say, Pharrell, you're the man?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Duh. Doy. Yeah. I mean, they're great at making money. What's that French guy who owns the brand? He's the richest man in the world sometimes.
Yeah.
They know how to make money. Yeah. Yeah. Gabe Newell.
Gabe.
Did you hear that he had the one submarine that was able to reach those people? Gabe Newell.
Is that true?
Yeah. Founder or lead director of Valve. Apparently, there was one human submarine near Boston, and it was owned by Gabe Newell of Valve. Anyway.
And James Cameron's like, damn you, Gabe.
I don't get it. Sub. Like the last 3 days, I would have assumed somebody would be like, we got to get James Cameron on the line. He's probably got a million thoughts about this.
Absolutely.
He's probably making a movie about it right now because he's like, somebody talked about a submarine seeing the Titanic.
Literally, this is going to be a hit, Titanic 2 by James Cameron. This story.
I think it's going to be a pretty whacked story because I think they're just going to be like,
and they're ready.
That sound? Explosion.
They've already basically got the thing made because I heard it through the grapevine. He hit up the person who wrote the movie 13 Lives, that Amazon one about the soccer kids in the cave. And he was just like, I'm buying that script. I'm just crossing out the names and changing them into billionaires. And they die at the end. And they're already in production.
Did you know that? So I could go off on about a million different things. So Michael Crichton obviously wrote Jurassic Park as a novel, but at this point in his career, he had already directed the movie version of Westworld. He was connected with people. Everybody loved him. He was writing it thinking, oh, I want Steven Spielberg to direct this. So long story short, he does. After the success of the movie, James Cameron and Michael Crichton apparently tried for like 2 years to write Jurassic Park 2, and they couldn't. And
interesting.
It would have probably been a good movie if they did, but we never got that. We never got it.
Apparently, the submarine that went missing was the only one that could go that deep. Listen, I'm known to go pretty deep, so
I could go pretty deep. Yeah. Listen, I saw this movie called Titanic, and they went that deep.
Yeah.
No, you're probably right. That's why they sent the robots. All I know is on Reddit, everybody was like, the only person who has a submarine is Gabe Newell. Gabe. And it's hilarious because that guy is a submarine. He would never be able to fit inside a little thing. Why does he own it?
That's why this sub, the one that they're like, yeah, you know, it's got enough. It can keep 5 people alive for 96 hours. Gabe's is the same size. And one Gabe alive for 24 hours.
For 24 hours, he's just like, he's just busy.
He's the World of Warcraft guy in South Park. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. guys, this is my predictions. I know we're over time, and I know you guys probably have to get to another class, but let me finish. Nobody go. I have to give you homework.
The bear is waiting, okay?
Yeah, I know the bear is waiting. I do want to watch it. This is my hope. I think this was a successful show. I think that Pharrell should get accolades for the success of this. It was spectacular. Even though I think a lot of it was mid. My hope is we will see from him, it'll get more tweet. It'll become like the next one will look like Wes Anderson Presents. And I think that could be really cool. And instead of doing that Joy song, they do Happy.
There you go. Happy Feet. It'll just be Happy Feet, the musical, the runway show.
You should probably already know this. The guy who made Mad Max directed Happy Feet.
Yes. Wild, right? And I think it also did Happy Feet 2.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So Happy Feet 2 starring Pharrell coming right up.
Coming right up. I'm working on it.
What a show.
What a show. And guys, thank you so much for participating in today's episode. Every Thursday at 8. My name's Christian. Find me at Brave New Wear or Christian_Shabetta on Instagram. Brave New Wear on YouTube.
I'm Killian. You find me Low Luxury on Instagram and here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. We will see you next week.
And if you have any ideas, like how we should grow the podcast, I don't know.
If you want to join the street team,
the street team, just start talking about it to everyone. Just start getting everyone
right.
I don't know.
We love you.
But I love you guys.
We're the true believers. Yeah, we love you. We'll catch you next time.
Peace out.